Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
3-0, motion passes.
All right, do we have any nominations for vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Roger Brock for vice chairperson.
I second that motion. Any other nominations? Hearing none, could we have a roll call vote for Roger Brock for vice chair?
Hutton,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
3-0, motion passes.
Okay, we will move to the next item, which are minutes. Could we have a motion to, approve the minutes for March 29th, 2017. We received in our packet. Do we have such a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Go ahead.
Roger. Go ahead, Ben.
I
Second, Bill.
second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes for March 29th, 2017 have been approved. Do we have a motion to table the minutes for May 25th, 2016, June 29th, 2016, May 24th, 2017, July 26th, 2017, February 25th, 2020, August 25th, 2020, December 1st, 2020. Do we have such a motion to take for tabling?
I'll make that motion, Roger.
And do we have
I
a
second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passed. We have nothing under old business. Did anything come before the amended agenda?
There's no old business.
Okay, we will move to new business. And we have, can I read both of them together since they do relate and take separate votes?
Correct, yes.
Okay, we have Z-21-001A petition of United Neighborhoods, Inc. for a developmental variance regarding Title Section 3.30, parens B, area and width regulation to allow a two-family residential use on a 40-foot wide lot totaling 5,200 square feet in a R1U urban single-family residential district located at 4934 Oak Avenue in the city of Hammond, and Z-21-01B, a petition of United Neighborhoods, Inc. for a developmental variance regarding Title Section 3.31, parens A, front yard requirement to allow a reduction in the front yard setback in the R-1U urban single-family residential district located at 4934 Oak Avenue in the city of Hammond. Have all notification requirements been met?
Notification requirements have been met.
Okay. Do we have any petitioners here that would like to speak?
Zach is muted. There he is.
Thank you, board members. My name is Zach Heine. I'm with Americo and representing United Neighborhoods, Inc. We'd like to have these petitions accepted. United Neighborhoods, Inc. is attempting to renovate the structure located at 4934 Oak from a 4-unit back to its original construction of a 2-unit building. We don't plan to change the footprint of the building. It's the existing and it conforms to the general neighborhood. Using these variances, then we can move forward with the renovation.
Zach, can you elaborate on the case A, which discusses the whole lot size question?
Yes, the lot is 40 feet wide, which is less than 50 foot wide and 130 feet long. I think it's like 60% of the lots in the block, and just a majority of the neighborhood have narrower lots. We aren't, and the whole block is 130 feet long. So that brings us under the 6250 minimum lot requirement.
And could you just not read, but briefly summarize your proposed findings of fact, or how you feel that you've meet the standards?
Yes. The property, or it's consistent with the majority of the lots in the neighborhood. It'll complement the neighborhood. The site's sitting vacant, can't be used as it is. So by allowing us to do it, it'll ensure that it's properly used in the future.
And when you said vacant, you meant the structure is vacant, not the property is vacant.
Correct. The structure, the basically illegal 4-unit is vacant, and we want to bring it into conformance with city code.
Okay. If you would, Jack, if you would care to go on to part B.
Part B, the property currently sits 13 feet from the property line, which is less than 15 feet. Again, we're not going to be changing the footprint of the structure. We want to use it as is. Again, there's numerous structures on the city block and in the neighborhood that have this similar design and layout. And utilizing the structure as is will not, should not impact public health or safety. And we're actually going to be, as part of the renovation, removing awning that encroaches on the side width lot requirements to ensure conformance with that requirement. It will, if we can't strict adherence of the zoning requirement, that it'll be difficult to reuse the property without significant renovations that may make it cost prohibitive.
And then you would, I'm assuming you would agree that addressing the variance for the setback as well as the lot size would eliminate any legal non-conforming status of the building?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Zach, may I get you to state your address, please?
My address,
Yes.
54 Michigan Avenue, Valparaiso.
Valpo. Thank you.
Do you have any other comments that you'd like to make at this time?
No, thank you.
Any questions from the board? Commission? Anything? How long has the property been vacant? Mr. Hine, any idea?
I'm not exactly sure. I know it's been a few years though.
Right.
How long has you and I expressed interest in the property?
That's where I come to a couple of years. I think they've owned it for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yes.
And there are other 2 flats in this area too, correct? As far-
Correct. I think there's even some larger multifamily housing within a block radius of the property as well.
And you have all the information as far as bringing the property up to code, present code and everything like that.
Yes.
Any additional questions, comments? Then I believe we are ready to go into a period of public expression. Is there anybody in the public that would like to speak for or against either one of these cases?
Remember, you can press your space bar to temporarily unmute if you need to.
Is Ms. Wade part of anybody that would like to speak? Does anybody know if she is or what?
She's with you and I.
Oh, okay, all right, thank you. All right. So we have no one else that would like to. Galaxy Tab A is not in the audience to anybody's knowledge. Then I guess we're hearing no public comments. And we will close this period of public comments. All right, any questions at this time?
Yes, I have one question. Can you tell me the age of the structure? Is it a 50-year-old or 80-year-old building?
I believe it was built in 24.
Yes,
19
yeah. Yeah, I did some building permit research, and according to city records, it was 1924, built as a
1924.
Yep.
Wow. Thank you.
Is it still in fairly good condition then, as far as just for renovation or that, or any major concerns? Structural.
Well, structural, that we haven't identified any issues, but it's going to require significant renovation to take it from a 4-unit back to its 2-unit.
1924, this must have been one of the first structures in the neighborhood. So it probably set the precedence.
And it originally was a two-family unit.
Yeah, that's what the permits indicate.
Okay. Right. Any other questions? All right. Would the commission prefer that the staff report be placed into the record and just have the recommendations read? Do we have a motion? Or, well, let's deal with basically Z-21-01A, which is the petition for a developmental variance regarding the area with regulations to allow a 2-family residential use on a 40-foot wide lot totaling 5,200 square feet in a R1U urban single family. So we're dealing with the first one only. Correct, Brian? Not together. Or together.
No, A first, then B.
Okay, so we're dealing with A first. So would the commission prefer to have the staff report just put it in the record, placed in the record with just the fire staff report given? Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion, Roger.
And a second?
Second?
And this could be a voice vote?
Roll call.
Roll call vote.
Hudson,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
3-0, motion passes. To read only the recommendation section of the staff report.
Right.
The staff has,
Okay,
well, the recommendations.
okay.
The staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards in regards only to Z-21-01A.
Okay. And the commissioners also have the findings of fact presented to us. And do we have a motion to adopt the findings of fact as presented?
I so make that motion.
And do we have a second?
Second, Roger.
Roll call vote?
Brock,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
3-0, motion passes to adopt the finding of fact as presented.
And then we need a motion in regards to the developmental variance. Do we have such a motion?
I'll make that motion, Roger.
For what? To approve, deny?
Approve.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure we have that in the record.
Okay, sorry.
All right. Do
I
we have
second
a-
the motion
We have a motion and a second. Could we have a roll call
to
vote
approve it.
to approve it?
Hudson,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes,
Hill,
Yes.
3-0, motion passes.
All right. We now are moving into the second B, the developmental variance for the front yard setback. Do we have a motion that we would like to have to accept the staff report as presented and just have the staff recommendation read? Do we have such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Hudson,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes,
Hill,
Yes.
3-0, motion passes.
We have received as far as, I put my page, a proposed findings of fact that have been presented by Mr. Poling. We're going to say something?
Nope, would you like me to read the staff recommendation?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Just for the record. That's all right.
It was just so quick.
I know, right? So in the case of a Z2101B concerning the developmental variance for the front yard setback, staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends the BZA grant the developmental variance. Should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards?
I guess my problem was I read it. Instead of having you. All right. All right, now do we have proposed findings of fact? Would the board like to adopt the findings of fact as presented? Do we have such a motion?
I make the
I'll make-
motion.
Mr. Huggen has made a motion to adopt the findings of fact. Do we have a second?
I'll second, Roger.
We have a motion, a second, roll call vote.
Brock,
Yes,
Hudson,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
3-0, motion passes.
All right, then now we need a motion in regard to Z2101B for the developmental variance for the front yard setback. Do we have a motion to approve or to deny the developmental variance?
I move that we approve.
I'll second, Roger.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Brock,
Yes,
Hudson,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
3-0, motion passes.
Okay, when do you start all the renovations?
He's muted.
When do you start all the renovations?
We still need to work through the environmental review process, so probably 90 days. 120 days.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and to the board. We appreciate it.
And you are, would you like to state your name and address?
I'm sorry, that's Levita
That's all
Sparks Wade.
right. I remembered something.
I'm sorry, Levita Sparks Wade from United Neighborhoods,
And your address.
3957 Martin Luther King Drive, Gary.
Okay. Now we'll move to Z-21-02 petition of MVP Foods. And was there a change in this, Mr. Poland or Mr. Novak?
Ms. Hill, if you would just follow the normal procedures that you would at this time.
Okay, we have Z-21-02 petition of MVP Foods LLC doing business as Save a Lot for a developmental variance regarding Title Section 21.23B, parens 1, to allow a wall sign greater than 54 square feet in a C2 shopping center district located at 3430 169th Street in the city of Hammond. Has all notification requirements been met?
Based on the determination by our attorney, notification requirements have not been met.
Okay, so is this automatically postponed until our next meeting? Or
Actually,
not
if that,
automatic?
if that is your choice to do that, you would need a motion to that effect. But I do want to say that there's been a lot of discussion today regarding this issue of the notifications, that problem that we discovered. The petitioner, of course, is greatly disappointed that his case cannot be heard. It does affect, the proceeding with the completion of the sign work. We, as I said, we discussed it quite extensively through email today as to, the issues that have arisen.
So you feel, as far as the staff feel, that it needs to be redone totally as far as for notification and re-notification, or do you feel comfortable that everything can be resolved in regard to just as far as postponing it till the next meeting?
No, the whole issue is that the letters to the adjacent property owners were improper. So the letters have to be redone. I haven't confirmed with our attorney, but I assume the legal notice is going to have to be redone. And if you choose to table this to the next meeting in order to allow that to be corrected, the notifications to be corrected, then you would need to make a motion to that effect.
Does the petitioner feel that it could be done by the next meeting?
Of the questions that we, of the questions we had posed today, that particular question wasn't really asked of the petitioner. We are going to assume that he is able to resolve these issues. For example, that you would, keep all of your information about this case so that we can, bring it up at the next meeting without making extra copies. Those types of things, if you do choose to table it, but we assume that the petitioner will be able to rectify the notice problem.
Okay, is there anything else before the board for the February meeting?
There are some things that, yes, I have had some discussions about a couple of things. I know one may come through. I'm not sure if any of the others.
So when was the deadline as far as for our February meeting to have everything in?
The deadline is now, and one of the cases, I'm just waiting for the final copy. I know I have seen the drafts. I just don't know about I don't know, Tom, if you had any other things or not.
But that didn't answer when's the deadline for everything to be in.
The deadlines are now, and drafts.
Like today?
Well, drafts would have been due Friday. Final copies would have been due this week. We often give people a little bit of flexibility in that and getting, if we don't respond back to them on the drafts in time, we do give them some flexibility. So we are in that normal time period.
Okay. So we have several options. We could table it until the February meeting. We could table it to a March meeting, or we could say go back to the drawing board.
I am suggesting that if you're going to table it, you need to table it to the February meeting.
All right, we have some input from the staff. What's the pleasure of the commission? Mr. Brock, Mr. Hutton?
I think we motion to table.
Till February?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Till the February meeting?
Yes.
We have a second?
I second the motion to table to February 23rd.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table Z-21-02, the petition of MVP Foods. Do we have a roll call vote?
Hutton,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
3-0, motion passes.
All right. And they will be notified tomorrow, Mr. Poland and Mr. Novak?
Yes, it will.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Any comments from the commissioners? Any staff comments?
I would like to just let you all know that Nancy Reagan lost her mom.
Oh,
Just
hear
in
that.
case. Yeah, so that's why she's not here tonight. Other than that, that's all.
How's she doing? All right?
Yeah, she's okay. That's all I have.
Okay. Any public comments? All right. Hearing none, I will tell you what time we were adjourning the meeting, but I have no idea what time it is.
6:31 p.m.
6:31. We will call the meeting, adjourn the meeting at 6:31 PM.
Is that a motion?
Everybody,
Can I just do it or do we need a motion?
no, you could just do it.
I second.
I,
There you go.
okay, okay. I made the motion. We have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Good night, everybody.
Good
Night.
night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.